What are your personal thoughts when someone says Southern Ohio? Is it the long drives through the mountains, the beautiful sunrise and sunsets, the endless epic photos of the countryside peering down from the mountaintops? Are you also thinking about Uncle Rob and his exploding legendary madness? Or are you thinking of another legend, Bigfoot, who also is said to reside in Southern Ohio? Fun little fact, he is actually a rail fan, it turns out, just like you and me. Or are you thinking about the legendary Ohio River that runs between the state of Pennsylvania, runs along the borders of West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio, and Indiana, and into Illinois, and settled right along the Ohio River on the Ohio-West Virginia border is the big town of Portsmouth, Ohio. Portsmouth, to us rail fans, is largely known for their coal traffic. Coal is probably one of the most kind of trains you can find running along this line through Portsmouth, along with a couple manifest trains. To me, another cool thing about Portsmouth is Spartan Municipal Stadium. Was home to the Portsmouth Spartans before they moved to Detroit to become my favorite NFL team, the Detroit Lions. This stadium is actually still in use as of today for high school games. Unfortunately, a lot of you might not notice, but Portsmouth over the years has earned a pretty bad reputation. Has been nicknamed the Pill Mill of America, and there is a reason for this. It might also be a reason why rail fans tend to stay away from it. But not me, because I'm too addicted to trains, not the pills. Portsmouth was known for making steel, shoes, and bricks, and at once peaked at 40,000 people. But as it emptied of factories and jobs, now the town is half the size and seems to be full of despair and drugs. Aside from the rail fans that come here to photograph and video the trains and find old historic railroad artifacts. Just like this day on March 11th, 2023, here at the north end of Portsmouth's yard, out comes 65D, empty ethanol out of Selma, North Carolina, heading back to Chicago. The train had just gotten refueled about a half mile back there under that overpass and is now on his way to go to Columbus. With a C44-9W and an AC44C6M, this train has no issue getting this empty ethanol out of Portsmouth. Moving down to the south end, railroad vernacular east end, is a -9 coming back after moving around the yard. He's coming in to do some switching duties and move some cars around, probably some coal cars, for another local to take down to the coke plant that is a couple miles south of here. Moving back to Gallia Street, you can see down there the signal on the right track is a green, while the signal here entering the yard is a restricting. Seems like a southbound is going to come in as well as passing a northbound. The southbound is the first to arrive, loaded coal train 798, coming out of Sandusky, Ohio. I don't actually remember where this guy was going. He's led by an ET44AC and an ES44AC today. He slowly crawls up to Gallia Street and eventually rolls over the crossing, but he stops for some reason. I guess the original plan was to have this guy go into the yard, but the dispatcher changed his mind and wanted him to keep moving. So he came up and stopped on Gallia Street to wait for a clear signal around the yard, and then he would continue his journey south to wherever his destination would be. The northbound coming out of the yard was empty grain train 51E, heading up towards northern Indiana somewhere. A Dash 9 44CW and ES 44AC is all this guy needs. As the grain train passes, it reveals the coal train getting a clear signal to move south. This guy will eventually get a new crew at the south end and continue on towards West Virginia. Driving north, we hear some CSX action over on the northern sub. We drove through this nice cut in the rocks. Very cool for my standards. We came into the tiny town of Memphis, set up at Bond Road CJ 990 on the CSX northern sub into Columbus. We are in time for a CSX northbound. I believe it may be M311 heading into Columbus. He terminates there, and then another half train, 313, begins there and takes those cars on to Avon, Indiana. After the train passed, I noticed something about a half mile up from the crossing, and I was shocked to find out what it was. A C&O milepost number 10. As you guys know, I love everything that has to do with the past of CSX. It's my favorite thing. I love finding stuff like this. Can't get enough of it. Next place was at CJ 22.88 on the northern sub in Waverly. Here's another C&O concrete milepost, the number 23. This is East End Robbins siding. Well, it was that until CSX removed the middle siding, the switches, and this section of track is all that remains of it. It is very sad to see railroads pulling up lines like this, meaning that there's not enough business or not enough traffic for it. Our last spot on this day would be in Chillicothe at Douglas Avenue. This is an old DT&I line. Now CSX uses it For local and grain service, here's one of their locals now. What caught my attention was this chassis system caboose. You guys know I love chassis stuff. Awesome. It even had the track logo on the side with B&O reporting marks. Something I wasn't expecting to find. Here, light engine power consisting of a CSX AC44 and ET44AH wait as their grain train gets loaded a couple miles back. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I didn't mean to make Portsmouth, Ohio look as bad as it is. It actually is that bad. I think that's a lot of things people tend to overlook. I say this not to deter rail fans from going there, just to be aware of your surroundings and all that. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below here. Hit the bell whenever I post up a new video, and I will see you guys again. Signing off here. Have a nice day.